Today is a super special video episode, whatever the hell you want to call it, okay? But I got the chance to sit down and interview another empowering woman, and I'm so excited to bring it to you guys. I met Melody quite a handful of years ago now, and ever since I heard all about her life changes and just her story, I needed more details. I'm a nosy bitch. I needed all the details. I needed to know how she got from a divorce to nearly graduating law school with 3 kids, remarried, completely flipping her entire lifestyle around. I just, mind blown. So, I'm bringing you along with me while I interview Melody, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much. Okay. All right. We are here with Melody, who is an absolute badass. I mean, just like my inspiration.
Stop.
No, I'm not kidding. People ask me what I do and how I do it all with kids and everything else. And then I look at you and I'm like, no. No. So I am so excited.
Quite the compliment coming from you, I will say.
Thank you. So I wanted to have you on here because I wanted to ask you a ton of questions, because we know each other as clients, business, turned friend relationship.
Emphasis on turned
friend.
Turned entrepreneur, twin flames.
Twin flames. But yours is just like shining right now.
Thank you.
And I'm here for it. So I wanted to ask you a ton of questions that I haven't really gotten to ask you yet.
All right, I'm
and
here
I want
for it.
them to all hear the questions and the answers.
Oh boy.
So first things first, give me background. Where were you born? Where were your parents born? Because I think that's a huge, like, you know, just like your religious background, all of that plays.
Totally. So I can tell you my elevator pitch of who I am. I always joke this works better on like an application to like a school than it did on like a dating app. Although I did find my husband, thank God. So that the one time it worked, we're good. I'm an ex-Orthodox Jewish mama of 3. I'm a full-time law student. I am originally from Pittsburgh. Shout out to the 412, my favorite of places. But Chicago is my home as an adult. I did live overseas in the Middle East for about 4 years. So I lived in Jerusalem, had my first baby over there. I always say if I can give birth in Jerusalem, I can truly do anything. Medicine works different. God, and she came out so dazzling too, that one. She had 42 weeks of just pure joy, that pregnancy. Mm-hmm. A different number of weeks than they would let you carry in America. Fun fact.
Wow.
So yeah, I lived many lives. I grew up, I'm very proudly Jewish, but I explain that I identify more as like culturally Jewish now, or as secular. I'm not practicing kind of that like religious component. I'm very spiritual, or whatever the word is that people use, but I kind of do it on my own time. Mm-hmm. The organization is kind of ended up leaving me with a bit of a bad taste, so I decided to go in a different direction. But for many years, I got married quite young, had 3 kids, with my ex-husband, and when I turned 30, I'm now 34. So when I turned 30, I made a lot of changes. I asked for a divorce. I left the community and stopped practicing, and I decided to pretty quickly to pivot and start studying for the LSAT, that I was going to go back to school.
Okay.
So,
oh my God,
that's a lot.
Talk about 30s just being the, like, that's where you thrive, right? Like, you turn 30 and no fucks given anymore.
You know, like, it's also every fuck's given, right? It's one of those things where it's like, wait a minute, like,
life's too short.
If life's too short and life's too long, And if both of those things point you in a certain direction, you got to take it really seriously.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I
So true. So how old were you when you got married?
I got engaged when I was 22 the first time, because I just, you know this,
Yeah.
but they don't. I just got remarried. So I just, I have a wonderful, glorious, very handsome, if I do say so,
He's the
husband
best.
named Jake. We met on Hinge. Thank you,
it.
Hinge. And
Shout out to Hinge.
like literally. We met on a dating app, and we got engaged actually pretty quickly. We got engaged after 4 months, and we got married in less than a year from meeting each other.
You met
back to
him
back.
and messaged me like, I found the one. I got him.
We had 3 dates our first week, and he always says he knew on the third date.
Third time's the charm.
Oh, my heart beats still. So we actually we got legally married about a year ago because of the kids. He didn't have any kids, had never been married, but we thought that was kind of respectful to them to do it a bit more privately and intimately. And then we had a big wedding celebration the next year, which was just this past New Year's Eve, which of course Kate captured
So
for us.
fun.
I always joke I knew who my wedding photographer would be before I knew who the next groom would be. When Kate met me, I was covering my hair with wigs for the traditional Orthodox Jewish practice, and wearing long skirts and practicing a certain way that personally just didn't sit right with what I was looking to be in the world and get out of the world, and the example I wanted to set for my kids. And I try really hard not to knock for the people that do, because some people really find themselves in it.
100%.
But it's really hard to thrive when you're not jiving on the inside. Even if you make it look like on the outside something's working, I feel that you can't be the best parent, role model, self if you're not really like being honest with yourself outside and in. That was for me kind of a wake up.
Was that lifestyle, like the very heavily religious Orthodox Jewish lifestyle, a big part of what disconnected you from the first marriage? I mean, outside of nitty-gritties that we don't even need to go into, but was that like a big wait, I don't want this?
You know, it's a good question.
Anymore?
And my sister, by the way, is still Orthodox, and we're very close. And a lot of my friends are very much in the community, and I adore them. And I like to emphasize, my personality didn't change. This glowing, hilarious little mazel, you see.
Way.
I brought myself with me wherever I went. In terms of the marriage specifically, it's a hard thing to get married really young. Anyone who's done that knows. And I think that religion in many ways is a symptom of growing in different directions.
100%.
And you have to, if you're not growing together, it can be really, really hard to keep something working. And for me, religion was one of kind of many ways I wanted to grow and flourish in a direction that I ultimately really believed and felt that if I was going to model a healthy relationship and marriage to my kids, which I really wanted to do, I wasn't going to be able to do that with their dad, and he wasn't going to be able to do it with me. And that was okay.
And that's fair. Everybody's paths kind of goes one way, different ways, and that's fair to respect that. And be okay with that. And
to be open, I think, of what does it mean to set an example for your kids? There was a long period of time where I never would have considered divorce as a real option. I mean, especially in a religious world, that's just not a thing. My parents have been married a long time. Divorce being modeled to me was kind of this taboo, very stigmatized thing. And I found it so personally, honestly freeing when I gave myself permission to say, maybe there's a way that this could be really good for the kids, because if it can be really a path to mommy being in a healthier, happier place, maybe there's a way, even if a little messy and a little blended, it'll be a path for them to be happier and healthier too.
Totally.
And my ex-husband is remarried to a really sweet, loving stepmom.
There we go.
So we do the best we can.
It worked for everybody.
We try.
It really did. And for the kids. And truly, as parents, you can't be a happy, healthy parent without that happy, healthy you first.
You
Like,
can't.
you can't.
It's such a myth. Like, I feel like when people ask,
Yeah.
like, any mom, any woman with children, and any person with children, not just women, like, how you do the things that you do, when you try to put someone else's, what's it called, the air mask on the airplane.
Oh yeah, say save you first before them.
They say that you have to put your mask on first, and
Oh my God, great analogy.
you have to, because when you try to fill up everyone's bucket and yours is not full, no one ends up getting any
Nothing.
water or
Nothing.
filling. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you have to care for yourself, even if you want it to come from a selfless place.
Yeah.
Because you can't care for others when you're not caring for yourself. No one else is going to do it. You're the mom.
100%. Yep, 100%. Okay, so fast forward.
Yeah.
You choose, you settle. Divorce is like, that's where we're going. Now you're leaving the Orthodox Jewish community. You said you kind of migrated more to like the culturally Jewish.
Yeah.
Were friends and family shocked?
Oh, yeah. One word, yes, period. I think I tend to be a very open person, and some of this stuff I was just closed about.
Yeah.
I was just closed about. There was a lot of shame. There was a lot of, if this isn't who I am, what does this mean? Are people gonna accept it? Will people still like me? Will people think I was lying or being inauthentic then? Like, how do I hold this change? And then there's this weird period, which, like, I pray no viewer ever has to go through when you do go through a divorce, where before you get the time to process, there's like this bizarre speaking tour of telling everyone that you're getting a divorce. Like, everyone wants the full story and the explanation and walk them through it, but I found it actually exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm really extroverted. I have a lot of people I was close with, and like, it's depleting to talk about. Different people need different things. Some people just want you to not ask questions, and
Right.
that initial period of people being like, wait, what? Where are the wigs? What's going on? You're not keeping kosher. You like bacon?
Yeah.
And by the way, I love bacon.
We're missing out a little.
I love bacon.
Is
Shrimp's not my thing. Controversial thing to say. It's a
I
weird.
know it's a texture. I can't
Okay.
do a shrimp texture.
I was raised keeping kosher, so I'd never had those things in my whole life until I turned 30. I know.
Yeah.
I know. And having shrimp for the first time as a 30-year-old is like a do not recommend. Like, that's a weird. That's a really weird texture for just an adult
You can
to be
skip
like,
the shrimp.
this is. Guess I don't have an allergy, so that's good. Like,
But bacon is where it's at.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well kept secret.
Were you
from,
like the 1-year-olds on the reels when they first have bacon and they're just like savoring
like
at them
there was a moment where there was like, it was like quasi-sexual of like, are people allowed to eat this in front of one another? Like, they just eat this in public at restaurants, and almost it feels like borderline inappropriate. I was like,
oh my God.
Oh dear God.
Melody's going into every restaurant. You got a side of bacon.
Like, ooh, just needed another little fix. Yeah, there was a lot of, and then you add the maple sugar to the bacon. My husband just introduced me to, there's some situation at Dunkin' Donuts. I sound like I've lived under a rock, but it's because I have, where they give you
lifestyle
it's like
change,
some sort of
really.
like snack and treat. I'm sure I'm butchering the name, but it's like they just give you like sugary bacon in a bag, and I'm like, this is America. I like it.
It's finest.
Sorry for my sister if you're watching. She's like, there goes
She's
Melody
like,
with
there
the
she
bacon.
is. Ay, ay, ay.
She can pray for me. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. But your sister, I mean, she's great.
No, she's
she's wonderful.
She's my other Orthodox half, I would say.
Yeah.
I
she's holding it down for both of you.
I hate her for not living just next door to me, because I just love her so much, and we would do well in
Quite
one of those like
literally.
attached townhome situations.
Yes.
She's probably thinking like, God, Melody, I'm so the big sister, strong big sister energy over here.
Yeah.
So I miss her because she lives far away, but no, and I think it's also a testament to real deeper relationships that you can be close with people who have different beliefs from you,
Yeah.
different ideas. My husband, Jake, I don't think I mentioned this yet, is Lutheran.
Yeah.
Never saw myself dating a nice Christian boy. Neither did my parents, and they love him.
Oh yeah.
They love him.
What is there not to love about it? Let's
oh my
be
God.
honest.
And then you add in
I mean,
his just sweet, sweet, sweet family and community and friends, and it's like, eat your heart out. These are the kindest people I've ever met.
Yes.
But they're, I'm sure, being like, so our son found the Orthodox Jewish girl with the kids on the internet. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And she seems to know a lot of the references in Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld because she speaks the Yiddish. Like, what is happening?
I love it.
Welcome to
though.
suburbia.
Honestly.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love it though. Are you guys do you celebrate both then Christmas and Hanukkah or no?
Yeah. I had my first Christmas Eve this year.
That's so cool.
On the level of bacon. You guys got something great with, and I can't believe I'm saying, like, it's so funny because I'm as Jewish as they come in so many ways, and I'm so proud of that. Like, all of my grandparents and their grandparents, and, you know, like, I come from a long line of many very dedicated family members to this, like, to this identity and this kind of, this people. And one thing that I really like, actually, is one of the names for the Jewish people in Hebrew is Yisrael. And this is like the most Jewish thing ever. It means to wrestle with God.
Oh.
Because we're just like a people of questioning and fighting and arguing, like that kind of inherent, like, I want to have a strong opinion. It's going to be that I'm not into it, is ironically the most Jewish thing ever. Truly.
Yeah.
I think I want to raise kids who are really engaged and opinionated, and it can be that they grapple with it. And I feel like part of realizing that my values personally involve God making everybody.
Yeah.
That we're all equal and worth, you know, seeing the light that we shine into the world. Though my beliefs, I feel like, ironically, haven't changed that much.
Yeah. Sure.
But I didn't think I'd be sitting on a podcast talking about celebrating Christmas. But the tree is fire. We love home decor ornaments, and now I have a bigger blanket throw collection with more themed colors. So I frankly have nothing to complain about.
No.
It was a plot twist. I will acknowledge that.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, you throw me in a game of dreidel, and I'm taking you down. So, like, there's no fun, like, Christmas games or anything like that. Everybody's just making up whatever on Christmas
Well,
Day
because you
to
guys are
spend
too
time
busy
together.
decorating.
We're decorating a tree for months on end,
We
and then
respect
taking it
it.
down for months on end.
And the cookies, you have a strong cookie decorating
yes.
game.
You know, there is the songs and everything, the caroling, whatever. But there's nothing that compares to dreidel.
No, and we're like, we're going to take a group of children and have them gamble.
Yes. That's the best part of it, though. Like, I can legally teach my children to gamble right now. Yes.
Pit them against each other. Put them
all in, buddy.
And all in is it's
Taking
chocolate. They're like, you want to learn gambling? Chocolate, children.
Yes.
Run. Who will win the chocolate? And learn these Hebrew letters while you're at it. And it's like, yes.
It's education.
No notes.
I love it. Okay, so strong, opinionated. You're gonna be a lawyer.
Please, God. Should I pass the bar as a...
You're going to. Let's be honest.
I will tell
brilliant.
you. Thank you. You're so sweet. I am in law school. I'm in my third year now. So flash forward, which is wild. I'm graduating in May. I really definitely just put my deposit in on a cap and gown, so it seems like it's happening. I'll sign.
It's gonna happen.
It seems there's a date picked out for convocation, and I believe I'm invited. So
yeah.
At my school, this is one of the best parts. They let you walk across the stage of graduation with your children if you have children.
Stop.
I know.
I'll stop.
I know. So when I started law school, my youngest was 1 year old. My boys are 20 months apart. So I had Dita, my eldest, was in 2nd grade. She's now in 4th. middle two were, I guess, 3 and turning 2. And now I have a kindergartner. I have someone who's going to be starting in JK, although he's very tepid about that. He's skeptical. And I have a 4th grader, and I have a husband in this whole little world. My parents have moved here to help me through the experience from Pittsburgh, and my world looks so different than it did just 3 years ago. But it's like humbling, right? So I've worked hard. Law school is a thing. I'm in it. And I'm going to be finishing up in May, taking the bar in July, and then I start work at a firm that I really enjoyed my summer at last summer, hopefully in the fall.
Oh my gosh.
At that point, hopefully I'll get some good news from the bar. I like tests, so I'm feeling hopeful. And the bar passage rate is solid, but we don't want to tempt the universe on that one. It's so almost exciting. Surreal. It's almost surreal.
Did you have a dream of being a lawyer, like your whole life? Where did this come from? Because listen, you and I get along, one, because we're strong, we're opinionated, we're loud about our opinion.
We're fabulous.
We do not care who hears our opinion. We're fabulous. I wouldn't say my brains are probably at your level, so I would never pursue lawyer. Okay, I can't even remember what I made for dinner last night, let alone remembering laws.
I just remember that I didn't.
I didn't. People
Thank you,
were
Mom.
fed, and people are still alive this morning. That's what I got.
Real.
So when did this become a dream?
You know, in some ways, I feel like my journey is really a returning to self. People that grew up with me, that knew me back in college, knew me in high school, even younger, when I told them I was applying to law school, most of those reactions were, finally. What took you so long? I studied political science undergrad, which is like the coded college term for pre-law.
Lawyer.
And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be a lawyer. Like, I'm not interested in that. Okay.
Yeah.
Superlatives in high school, a thing, right?
Yeah.
I was a kid in high school who was peak nerdy. I had 3 friends. They know who they are. Thank God for all 3 of them. And I was like not like a cool kid to associate with socially, I would say. Oh, listen, Queen, I wore a bicycle helmet once in a school picture.
It's fine.
Well, that one?
That's iconic.
That I stand by.
That's iconic shit.
I had like a good sense of humor back then.
Yeah.
But I was a little I was actually more shy, a little less out of my shell. And despite it all, I still got a superlative in the grade of 500 kids in my grade. It was most opinionated woman. It was a boy.
You're like,
was
shut
most
up, Max.
opinionated.
Nobody cares.
Sorry, Tom. Like, can it?
She doesn't even talk. Shut up.
They were like, yeah, we don't talk to that girl, but she seems to have a lot of opinions in class.
A lot to say.
And I was like, volunteering in class is helping the teachers.
Yes.
Like, it's like cool to be educated. Like,
I love it.
Don't knock it. Education is a beautiful thing. No one can take it away from you.
100%.
But yeah, on some level, school was kind of a place where I felt like I belonged, and I like in a classroom is where I feel comfortable. Like I think, in terms of law school, when I was like, what is my next step? I had experienced living in a religious community as you have different access to education depending on your gender. Mm-hmm. That for me was really hard. Mm-hmm. When you're a really outspoken, smart cookie female, that might not be a fit. And for me, it wasn't. For some people, it really is, again. But for my journey, it was not. And when I studied really hard for the LSAT, took my thing, sent in my applications, got to law school, and it almost felt like a scam in a good way.
Yeah.
It was like, so you're just going to teach me the stuff now. You don't care I'm a girl. I'm just going to show up. No one cares what I'm wearing. This is my real hair. No problem. You'll teach me how it works, and then someone's going to pay me money to do this? I was like, let's go. And by the way, every time I went to law school, it was a break from momming.
Yeah. Oh.
It was like no one followed me into the restroom. That would be
Yep.
inappropriate. I go home and they're like waking me up in my bed. Like there are no breaks.
Yup.
I could leave
Oh.
class in the middle if I had to like excuse myself to use the restroom, and I was like, this is cushy.
Yeah. You're going like 5 times.
Like,
Sorry, professor, I don't go to the bathroom by myself.
just gonna check my phone and do some chapstick. And like literally
It's
like
so true.
moms are like, how are you doing it? And I'm like, girl, like you don't understand the scam that is getting an education once you've had children.
You get a break.
Like you're gonna be assigned books. You have to pay for them. They're pricey. It's annoying. But then you get to read them, learn things for you. They are not written with pictures, and it's like kind of a nice change of pace. They don't rhyme. They don't rhyme. No. And then someone's gonna hire you, and then you're gonna get to go somewhere else. You're gonna get to dress up in outfits that make you look like career Barbie that you used to play with in your little, like when you were 9 with your sister or whatever, hypothetically.
Not sweatpants with spit up on them.
Yeah, no. And no one, they'll thank you. In your house. No one's gonna question it. They're gonna be like, wow, you're really sacrificing for your family. And you're like, yes, I am.
Yeah. Yes, I am. Look at all this that I'm doing. Great mom.
Yeah, I feel that no job is harder than momming. Truly.
It's consuming.
Truly.
In the best ways.
In the best. Also, no job more fulfilling.
1,000%.
But I know people who are just cut out and made and fulfilled to do the parenting thing all the time. And I have so much respect. I tried it once. I stayed at home for about a year when my eldest was young. It's not how I'm programmed.
Same.
And I think that making the space to say that's okay and give myself permission, just like the people in today's society sometimes need to give themselves permission to do that as their full thing.
Yes.
It's both.
Yes.
Like saying we're not all the same. We're all actually totally different. We're unique individuals. We're gonna shine differently because we have different lights, and like let's make space for that.
Yes.
That I find like was kind of a load off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be a better mom tonight because I was really challenged intellectually today.
Yes. I think success for every mom looks completely different. Like you said, sometimes that success is just becoming mom. And that's okay.
Not just, right? Like it's amazing.
Yes.
It's humbling to watch. I can think of like a specific one of my husband's sweet cousins is like just this like killer mom. Not that like there aren't a million killer moms that I know.
There are.
She is like one of those people that you like arrive at the door for your first day of mom university, right? And she was like, this is
Milking
it. This
cookies
is
on a tray.
She is just like has found joy in this way that's radiant.
I love it.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And to get that same kind of radiant joy for me, I need to have things on my plate that aren't involving little ones.
Same.
And some people don't. And like just it's all like less judgment. It's all okay.
Yes.
It's all
End goals
okay.
are different for everybody.
Right.
Absolutely everybody. I don't even know that I'll ever have an end goal because I'm such a like powerhouse, constantly moving and like constantly I have the next thing in my mind and 85 things on my plate. Like you, I mean, 3 kids, law school. You couldn't get me to read a book. I mean, I can't even read a smutty book right now. Everybody keeps telling me to do something.
I've heard that's a thing.
I can't.
I'm like, do you want to read a really
what
juicy
time?
criminal case online?
I'm like, wanna read The Pillow because I'm going to sleep. I'm like,
That's real. All moms have that in common.
You know,
we all
we
appreciate
do.
sleep different.
we really do once you hit here.
You want to hear a good story?
Yeah.
I have another friend. So it's not so common to find parents in law school, especially mothers, but there are a few. And I have a buddy.
Wait, I love that there's a few though.
There are a few.
Even if there's few.
We find each
I
other.
love it. You smell each other out when you walk in the room.
I literally introduced myself because I'm filled with Gen Z friends everywhere.
Yeah.
I walked in day one, was like, okay, apparently we have white sneakers now. I'm parting my hair the wrong way. I can learn. The pants that look good on you will not look good on me. So that's non-negotiable. The skinny jeans stay.
Yes.
But I'm going to be your best friend. You're 22. I'm 32.
It's all good.
Go with the flow. And they were all like, okay. And I was like, hi, I'm Melody. I have 3 kids. Like, I was like, I don't want to be some weird, like, creeper.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm one of you. I also, I remember 9/11. I remember, like a lot of things from I remember the Clinton scandal. Like, I'm not sure that they know what that was. But here we are. A lot of them, my bar is like, were you alive for 9/11?
Right.
Or were you born with something that starts in a 90?
Same.
A lot of them weren't. And that's okay. Again, with
fine.
the judgment, like, they like have embraced me so fully.
I
embrace them. I'm here for it. 3 of them
You
were my
learn-
bridesmaids.
Oh, you learn from everybody at all walks.
You gotta do
It doesn't
it.
matter. It doesn't matter if
You
they're
gotta
10
do
years
it.
younger, 10 years older. You learn something.
I love it.
Yeah.
But so there is a buddy of mine. He's a dad in law school, and we were kind of joking about how we just kind of compartmentalize. You go into law school is the mode. People are doing that and only that normally, which is normal. It's kind of takes a lot of time. And you just, if your kids woke you up a million times the night before, like, that lives somewhere else. I kind of lose it on the commute. Go into my different little worlds, like Hannah Montana.
Totally.
He says to me, we got lunch last week, and he was like, I was laughing, Melody. We were up in the journal office, because some people do extracurriculars. Don't even get me started. Those people are truly superheroes. And he was like, yeah, they had us go around and say how we're getting sleep right now. Mind you, he has a child under 6 months. I forget how old his baby is now,
He's
but
not
like,
sleeping.
he was laughing, being like, how are you sleeping right now? Like, you just go to sleep. Like, what I would give if he asked his wife that, who also works full time. I don't think she'd be amused, being like, how are you sleeping right now? Like, we have 2 under 3. Like, maybe under 2. Figure it out.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah, parenthood hits different.
It hits different. It does. But it just, I don't know. It's never like a blocker for me. I don't want it to be an excuse for me.
I almost don't remember the world not being a parent. Like, it's such a altering experience of just like mentality.
I don't remember life before them.
I became a mom when I was 25.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
Twin flames. So I'm coming up on having, God help me, a 10-year-old, because I'll be 35 this summer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this, like, it inspires me more, not less. Like, I have this daughter, and she's watching my every move, and like, what would I want her to do?
Agreed.
When she's in my shoes? Because we all know as parents, but also as children who had parents, your parents can tell you what they want, but you see their actions, and they speak loudly.
Yes.
You got to model things for kids, and she's like my North Star. I always say.
She really is. She's ready to be just like Mama. You could see it in her.
I'll love her no matter who she becomes. But she is like the wisest kid.
Yeah.
I know. Where I'm a very pro-therapy person. I'm very like loud and proud about that. I think it's like the healthiest, most awesome resource you can take advantage of. But when I got divorced, me and her dad decided we should like figure out if she could like talk to someone. And one time in a session, the therapist said, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I hope I'm not embarrassing her, but I think this is only a source of like pride, because I'm still like touched by her answer. Do you know what she said? She said when she grows up, she wants to be, she said, myself.
Oh, okay. Love her.
She was 6.
I love her.
I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I've been in therapy for a minute. Didn't think of that. What do you want to be when you grow up? Was it a lawyer? It's like, no, I just want to be me.
Aww.
I'm figuring out what that means. She's figuring out what that means.
I love her.
She's just like a well of inspiration that she doesn't even know she gives off, you know?
She's going to be big. She's going to do big things.
I always say I'm not afraid for her. I'm afraid for the world. Yeah. She's coming.
She is coming. She is coming. Well, Melody, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me.
Oh my gosh,
and for sharing
pleasure.
everything. You are seriously, an inspiration. Somebody who takes their life and, you literally flipped your life upside down. Like, in like all the ways.
You know what? I think like I can't imagine it any other way.
Yeah.
But like sometimes the scariest things are like that we have the power to change our reality, not that we don't.
Yeah.